Good morning. This picture you see behind me, right here, that's of Henry S. Okazaki, who moved here to Hilo from Japan in 1906, and who fought MMA downtown in the 1920s and 30s. Wally J's teacher, and was an influence on Matoshi, and just a really progressive martial arts teacher. I keep that picture here close to me because it's a reminder that this martial arts thing is not about all the slick, promotional, fast turnaround. It's about being a teacher, and you can have a great following. Look at all the black belts in that picture without having to sell out. And there are some methods of modern school management that are very sound and smart and right, and there are others that are just best left behind. So anyway, that's why I keep that photo there. I'm here to give you 7 tips, 7 reminders. This is a review of things that you must pay attention to in your school if you want to be a master teacher, if you want your school to be successful, and if you want to stop this never-ending struggle to pay the bills. One is you have to be an expert in marketing. Recommended that you do 5 to 10 acts of marketing a day. That means in the last 7 working days you would have done 70 acts of marketing. Most of you haven't done 7. If you have done more than 7, pat yourself on the back. You market the way you're going to train for the World Championships. You market the way you're testing for your black belt. You market the way a champion markets. And that is, you don't waste a lot of time. Come up with the best methods. You consume the best fuel. Avoid injury. Yeah, there's a smart way to market where you're integrating yourself into the community, where you're making connections with people who are connected to many other people who can help you meet them, make introductions, where people can hear about and see your work and just be blown away by the gift it is. Or you can go for cheap and sleazy advertising. And, I'm not against some of that too. You got to cover all the bases. But far too many instructors are not experts at marketing, and they find themselves in the same place next year that they are right now, struggling, because they're marketing to a group that, without really teaching them what is most valuable about what they're doing. It's, instant gratification marketing versus planning a garden and tending it. Number 2 is you have to be an expert at student retention. One of the easiest ways to do that is do a weekly card count where you review your students through the sifter of their attendance and their progress, and that you catch problems long before they happen. How many of you listening to this have done a weekly card count for the last 52 weeks? You just plain catch people that are going to drop out. And being an expert at retention is about 2 primary other things, and that is meeting a student's needs even as they change, and communicating to them the benefits, where they're going. If the student really knew what they would get out of the long-term training of the martial arts, they'd hardly ever miss a class. Is you have to be an expert at building programs and projects that blow people away. Craft your unique selling proposition by the brilliance, whether it's brilliant simplicity or brilliant construction of your school's curriculum and projects, not just the ongoing curriculum, but projects. And I've been talking about intelligent curriculum. And if you don't know what that is, you're missing out, because it's the future of how we communicate more precisely what it is that's most valuable about what we do. Is you need to be an expert at serving your students and serving your community. Far too many schools are like leeches. They grab onto the community and suck it, for its blood. And give me, take, sell. Very few schools have really serviced their community and continue to service it and develop programs to service it that, when I look at them, that impress me. We're operating way under our potential. There's so much better that we could do. I'm just looking for some smart instructors who know that, who build their school based on the genuine value of their product versus the fast flash in the pan of the latest movie, or the discount promotion, or the 500 leads you garnered at the state fair, Is you have to know how to close a sale. So that's a big one. I was involved with some people in my association this last year, couldn't close a sale for the life of them. And sometimes I wonder if I can close a sale. That's something we all have to be really good at. But you have to, if you have a good solid product and you are genuine and you're doing the work, closing sales a lot easier. Is you have to know how to train and inspire others. Not dominate them, not control them, not sit over top of them, but inspire them and coach them. And a lot of you listening to this video right now do not have bench strength to the degree that you should. That's a huge amount of your time and energy is getting things done through the efforts of others. But the gap in experience and knowledge between you and the next person in command sometimes can be vast. You have 30 years experience, they have 3 or 3 months. So bringing them into interesting projects, exposing them to good ideas, bringing it out of them, and making sure that they're in tip-top shape physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You have to stay a student and practice a lifestyle of mastery. There are very few master teachers that when I get close to them and look at how they live and hear what they do and watch how they train, are really practicing a deep form of mastery. It's kind of a superficial thing, like how much can I do to really impress my students and run a business, and it kind of stops with that. And I think that's a huge disservice to the martial arts, to your community, to your students, and most of all to yourself. Because eventually you'll succeed in your school and you'll gain the financial backing that you're looking for. But if you haven't worked on being a real master, then it's all kind of empty. You know, you feather your nest with cigars and cars and all that kind of stuff that, you know, has become so prevalent. People actually advertise their services as martial arts consultants by sitting against Ferraris and fancy sports cars, you know. I mean, I'm sure that there's some people that really appeals to, but for me, it's an empty vacuum of nothing. I'm looking for real substance and real masters. That's why I sought out Jun Rhee and Ernie Reyes Sr. and Danny Nosanto and people that are living the master's lifestyle. Because I think that one thing, above any other thing you can do for your business, is the key to long-term success, to keeping students, to having enough money to pay the bills and come out ahead. Yet, it's the hardest way. And so you see very few people who follow that path. And instead, they look for the latest, you know, thing that's going to bring them a flood of new students. And it's just a mistaken thinking. It's like thinking you're going to get in shape and lose weight on the junk food diet that you see advertised in the magazines. Anyway, those are my 7 tips. Thank you. Why don't you join the New Way Network and see what you can contribute to not only your own life, to your students' lives, to the lives of other people in our community. Let's elevate the martial arts industry to a new place. It's not done by one person, me. It's done by a conscious group of master teachers who recognize the value of giving as the best form of getting. Okay, talk to you later.